started to see kind of a metaphor in that in life. And if you have everything together that you need before you start a project, you're not, floundering around trying to figure out what to do. So those moments in cooking school were kind of aha moments of, oh, okay, I can apply this in my kitchen, but I can apply it in life. The kitchen is my favorite room in the house. It's where I spend most of my time. And it's that gathering place, where you cook, you eat, your friends come over, and it's a place where a lot of stuff goes down in the kitchen.
What kind of stuff goes down in the kitchen?
Thinking back, my grandmother who taught me how to cook, she was always in the kitchen. I was always in there with her. And I learned so much from her, not only about cooking, but about life. And I have a vivid memory of peeling potatoes with my potato peeler and looking up and going, "Hey, Grams, where do babies come from?" And I remember she looked at me, she wiped her hand, she took my potato and my potato peeler, picked me up, sat me on the counter, and said, "Look, it's like this." And I remember going, oh, a lot goes on in the kitchen. My favorite thing about being in the kitchen is when my daughter comes home from college. She's 20 years old, she's a junior, and has become a very good cook, by the way, which I love. But it's those times that we can sit and figure out what we're gonna eat, and then we're in the kitchen together making a great meal and just sharing life and catching up. And it's kind of how it was with my grandmother and myself, has transferred over to my daughter and myself. And it's just, those are like precious moments to me, to be in the kitchen with her and just chopping it up, and literally chopping it up and learning new things about each other, just sharing what's going on in life. And that's, like I said, that's precious. You can't beat that.
Is there like a favorite dish or food to cook when you're in the kitchen with friends and family?
First of all, I'm not afraid of any recipe. I'll try anything. The fun thing is either it works, and if it doesn't, we order a pizza. That's easy. But I love doing any fish, any shrimp, anything with garlic and rosemary and just all those yummy flavors, and lemon juice, whatever I can put that on, anything, I'm happy. A little olive oil. Anything I can bring in from my garden and cook with, that's even a bigger bonus. Sometimes you find things that you do that help you get through things. And about 4 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with early stages of dementia. And so it was a very trying time. I was going back and forth. She was in an assisted living facility. And it was a heavy moment in time. And so I really needed to find something to kind of take my mind off of what was going on. And it was something that was on my bucket list, was to go to culinary school. I knew I didn't have time to go full-time, but I had time to go part-time. And I enrolled in a part-time program in culinary school here in Los Angeles. And it really took my mind off of things and kind of saved me in that moment, because I was doing something I loved, but I was learning something new. And the funny part was I learned a lot about myself. I learned how much of a control freak I was in the kitchen, and I guess in life too, because when you're working with other people preparing food, it's a joint effort. It's not just you, and you can't just do it your way. And I had to let go of my only child ways, and that's okay. And the other things I learned, the process of preparing a meal changed for me, because in cooking you start with what they call as mise en place, everything in its place. And I started to apply that to everything in life, because before you even, get to the stove or chop anything, you have to have all your ingredients together. You have to know what you're doing. And so you're prepared, and then you can continue and cook. And I started to see kind of a metaphor in that in life. And if you have everything together that you need before you start a project, you're not, floundering around trying to figure out what to do. So those moments in cooking school were kind of aha moments of, oh, okay, I can apply this in my kitchen, but I can apply it in life. And it was a valuable time for me, and I was proud of myself. I passed. And it upped my cooking game. It made being in the kitchen more fun, and I got to experiment a little bit more. So it was it was a wonderful thing in spite of the bad stuff that was going on. So it did save me. I want to try new techniques. Something new is always on the horizon. And I'm starting to work on, I'm writing my own recipes now, and I think it would be really cool to do a cookbook one day. Do a cookbook with my daughter would be great. But just experiment more and have even more fun in the kitchen and, have more friends over. It's my joy. It really does make me happy.